Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025, and this is my daily ritual stand-up, my morning vlog. I start each day, weekday at least, talking to you about what I'm doing next and how those things are going. So I work to try to make content creation indefinitely sustainable. So, quick update today to talk about how things shifted yesterday, and I kind of rolled with the punches and how it's going to adjust today. So, yesterday started with the podcast edit. Went really well. We got ahead of the schedule. Usually it takes about 2.5 hours or so. I think we got done in about hour and a half, hour 45 or so. We got wrapped up. But plenty of folks showed up. We had a good time talking, as we always do. And I did a little bit of the publishing tasks, some of the tagging and graphics. I have a little bit more to do today, which I'll mention in a second. But the podcast that comes out tomorrow is nearly done, nearly ready. So I had planned, remember we talked yesterday, I said, some video production yesterday. Maybe I'll do another. In fact, I picked a new Pixel Pocket out of the pile and was prepping to do it when I started getting messages that, sure enough, it's looking like the Embargo release date for reviews on the Intellivision Sprint is shifting. Now for the last, I don't know how long, week or two, it's been tomorrow, December 4th. And I had planned for a video to be done by tomorrow, December 4th. In fact, today was earmarked as the day to finish that production. So I thought yesterday I would do another video and then maybe a little work on the Sprint, and then I have all day today. Well, as I learned toward the middle of the day, late afternoon, that Embargo shifted back a whole day for a video that I don't have done yet that was scheduled to come out tomorrow. And you could say, what's the big deal, one day or whatever? Well, the whole benefit of having, a product early is to be early to release the coverage for it, So I shifted yesterday to work as much as I could on preparation and understanding and experimentation and everything for the review for the new Sprint. And so I didn't do any of the production yesterday. It was all invisible prep for today. But I'm in a good place now, so we'll talk more about that. So what that's also going to mean that by the time you see this, you very well could see other Intellivision Sprint reviews out there. They didn't break embargo. The embargo moved. So the embargo pulled back a whole day. And that was a side effect of the embargo being the day before release. Of course, a lot of retailers started shipping a few days before the release date, so people are getting it early. So it was kind of that, the reason they ship it out early for coverage is to get it ahead of time. They set the embargo date so close to the release date that it caused conflicts. Anyway, not a big deal, just something we'll roll with. We'll talk about in a second for today. Then the afternoon yesterday, once I got done working on prepping for the Sprint, live stream. I chose a game that I had discovered maybe a year or so ago. We talked about it on the podcast. Very retro themed, kind of looks like a C64 game in a lot of ways. A lot of the aesthetics at least. Moons of Darsalon, we played that. I got farther than I'd ever gotten, and I got stumped for a while, and the live stream helped me get through the challenge, and then it got more and more involved and complex, and I think we played for maybe an hour and a half or so. But a good time, as always. So much good engagement there, and such a good time with the folks on the Tuesday Night Lives. Before we get to today, let's talk about stats. Subscribers holding up strong. Views still flagging a little bit. We'll see how it goes into the weekend, but let me bring up my chart and I will show you, I'd like to be at or above this midpoint. That's 200 subscribers and 20,000 views average over the last 7 days. And we're dipping a bit. Now, keep in mind, we're way above the old targets, right? We adjusted these targets a couple weeks ago. 16.1 thousand views, 209 subscribers average over the last 7 days. You can see the upper left and upper right are the last 28 days views and subscribers respectively. Subscribers are just holding up really strong. You can see on the last 28-day chart. And as a result, I postulated this could, but thought it wouldn't happen. We hit the next milestone overnight, this morning probably, early this morning. Yesterday we were at 136, almost 8. And this morning we're at 137,000, and another 20 or 30 on the tail end there that just rolled over this morning. So we really just hit it maybe within the last few hours, I would expect. So, great. I couldn't believe we hit the milestone already here on Wednesday. So, that probably means we won't hit one over the weekend because we just got it on Wednesday. So we'll see probably maybe midweek next week because we've been averaging about a little over 1,000 a week, so probably be another 5-6 days before we see it again. So today I'll do the final bit of podcast publishing that I mentioned. I have to wait for Mo to finish the show notes and I get all that bolted up. The Bit by Bit news will drop this morning at 11 a.m. and then it's all about the sprint for me. Well, I'll be working on the sprint well before the 11 o'clock. In fact, it's powered on over here and stuff is happening on the table even as we speak. I need to get the rest of the video shot, the rest of the writing. All the writing's done, I guess, pretty much, mostly. And then it's all editing. Thumbnail is ready, all that stuff. Thumbnail is 90%. I'm always tweaking it. That's one of those things we've talked about thumbnails before. The thumbnail was done a week ago. Done. It was created, and I'm like, I have in my mind, I want to tweak this and tweak this, but I'll be ready for it. And so then sometime late this afternoon, the sprint review will come out. So I'm expecting probably, we're probably looking at 4 or 5 o'clock sort of thing. Even though the official embargo was 8 a.m. this morning, a couple other creators will have it out. Fantastic. One of them is Intellivision Revolution. They deserve to be covering the Intellivision early. So, early, on time. I'm the one that's late because the embargo slipped and I wasn't prepared to do a whole day early. So, and really I could have scrambled and just said, there's my review, I did something. I didn't want to compromise the quality that I wanted to do and the coverage that I wanted to do and the depth that I wanted to cover. So I didn't want to just rush that and do it a day early. So that's why I chose, hey, I'll just miss the embargo in the morning. What's 13, 14 hours. I think it's a big deal sometimes, but I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be fine. And then this evening, by the way, 1980s Now, 6 o'clock Eastern, we'll be live, myself, Will, and Kat. I think it's on YouTube and Facebook, maybe? I don't know. He's experimenting with some places. Anyway, definitely YouTube. We'll be live with the next episode of the show, 6 o'clock Eastern. So join us there if you have an opportunity. So, just roll with the punches today. Everything is back on track. I'm sure that video is going to do well either way. It would have been nice to have a nice early release and wake up to it. We said we might do that on Thursday, right? Well, now we'll talk about it tomorrow still, but not because it just launched, because it would have been just overnight, which is pretty normal, I guess. So, okay, well, I've got to go play some Intellivision. So I want to thank you, of course, for popping in to check out today's vlog. If you did, if you're here every day, you're probably a Pleep, and I love you for that. I saw somebody got a Pleep shirt the other day. Be sure you send in a picture so I can share it with you. I hope you have a great Wednesday hump day here in the middle of the week. Please don't forget to do something good for yourself. That's most important to me. And I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.